Hey, Prince Magnum, when are we going to see that candy episode that you talked about? Chocolate-covered strawberries. Stick around, that's exactly what we're going to do. Hello again, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome once again to Surviving Romance. Initially, this was supposed to be done for Valentine's Day, but we didn't get to it. Just too much on my plate, and I just couldn't get to it. I'm sorry, but hey, Mother's Day is right around the corner, so it still works out. So, you know, grab your pen and paper, take some notes, whatever it takes. It doesn't get much easier than this, okay? First thing we need to talk about is strawberries. Typically, you'll hear a lot of people say that you should enjoy them in season. I say get them when you can get them, okay? Plain and simple. Go down to your local grocery store, wherever that is, and just get the best looking ones you can get. Second, this is about as all you're going to need. If you've never done this before, it's just a double boiler, okay? Basically, you got a pot, a little bit of water right there, okay? A bowl that fits down inside of it. Crank your heat up, you know, to a manageable level. Excuse the mess, I've been busy. And, of course, you're going to need some chocolate chips, which brand doesn't matter, who cares. Somewhere to contain your items. Wax paper, very cheap, very cheap. Parchment will work, or silicone, baking mat, whatever you got, use it. Some toothpicks. That's all you're going to need there. And some, you know, about a tablespoon of butter brought to room temperature, and just a pinch of kosher salt. In this household, we use kosher salt simply because I don't do very well with the iodine in table salt. It just makes me very ill. So we don't use the regular table salt. You can use sea salt, whatever your flavor. I just don't recommend table salt for this application. So, all right, I'm going to go over here to the fridge. Put your strawberry, you know, cut your strawberries, put them in the freezer. For about a half an hour to an hour. Any longer than that, you'll have strawberry sickles. So, all right, let's go retrieve our strawberries, and that's them. Ta-da! Very easy. That's all you do. Cut them up like that. Just cut the tops off. Nothing fancy. Some people will say remove the inner core. I say go ahead and skip that step because simply put, you just need a little bit of that extra strength sort of thing. So, all right, let's move on. You'll also note, put them in a metal pan because we want to keep them cold, you know. And during this time, if they start to get warm, you can pop them back in the freezer, and it won't take very long at all for them to get back down to a nice ice cold temperature. Okay, so, without struggling with the bag, my hands are sore today. Sorry, folks. We're going to hack that open and just dump them in. Now, how much chocolate you use is up to you. Depends on how many you're going to do. By the way, this application will also work for your own chocolate-covered pretzels. Can work for any, you know, just tons of applications out there. Melting chocolate should always be as simple as this. Okay. Pretty much from here, you all will not see my face because I need my actual regular glasses for this. So there you have it. All right. Get your ingredients in. Basically, the double boiler will put gentle heat around the whole thing. Good, gentle, even heat. And the butter is to provide a little bit more moisture. If you've ever tried to do this yourself at home, you know that just a little bit of heat, well, a little too much heat, chocolate will burn. And if you get a little bit of moisture in there, guess what? Your chocolate will seize up. So the butter is there to provide a little bit more flavor and, of course, to provide a little bit of moisture so your chocolate doesn't burn. There we go. See, already, it's already melting. It doesn't take long. Chocolate melts very quickly. Now, if you see it's melting too quickly, turn down the heat. Turn down the heat, because the last thing you want to do is burn this. And as I just mentioned, chocolate will burn very easily, and it tastes very nasty. It's just horrible. Okay, so you can already see it's already getting down very quickly. Now, some of you might be asking the question, Prince Magnum, why don't people do this more? Like I just, again, it's difficult for some people, and to them it's easier to go out and buy them. Me personally, I'd rather make, I would rather make it than buy it, because plain and simple, it's cheaper that way. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. How easy is that? I mean, unbelievably easy. Now, if at any time you need to, you can always add more chocolate, which we have another bag if need be. Or, you can, like I said, you can chocolate cover all sorts of stuff. See, my hands are really sore today, folks. Just one of the things. I haven't been feeling well, and with my age and everything, when I start not feeling well, I turn wimpy. Wimpy and whiny. See? There you go. And that, like I said, this is easy stuff. Might have to turn it down just a little bit more. So, look how that's melting up. And this is why we didn't let the butter soften up enough, but it'll take long from here. Go ahead and pause it for a second. Now, briefly, we just had a brief moment where the chocolate was still trying to seize. Hey, don't panic. That's what they made. Evaporated milk. Brand doesn't matter, okay? Just put a couple hits in there. She'll smoothen back up. Some people will put in vanilla extract and rum. We're both in recovery, so that won't do. And if it starts to dry out, just put a little bit more in there. Don't panic, okay? So there you go. All right, we're going to adjust our heat just a smidge. No big deal. All right. Again, very easy to screw up chocolate. That's why a lot of people won't do it at home. But hey, we're not going to worry. We're going to do this. All right. Starts to dry out like that. Add a little bit more. Don't panic. Okay. Princess Faye has been worrying because I don't feel much in my left hand after my stroke. She's like, you're holding on to that bowl with no heat protection. Yeah, no. See? Smooths out. There you go. You just... Also, it's also going to depend on temperature and things like that, so don't panic. Just work with it. Adjust your heat. Okay. There we go. Looking good. I think just a smidge more. Also, it's been kind of hot. I wouldn't say hot, but it's been a little warm. So, chocolate has a mind of its own sometimes, like a lot of things. No worries. There we go. Alright. check the temperature of our strawberries. Yes, still good and ice and cold. Now make sure every now and again you give those a stir. There you go. Got one, just like that. Okay, drop it in. And now you see why we chilled it. We chilled it because that cold surface caused the chocolate to immediately harden to it. And toothpick. Ta-da! There's our first one. Now you can easily leave that toothpick in right like that, giving yourself a way to, you know, pick it up, and your other half can eat it with very, very little effort. Okay. Give it a stir every now and again. Rinse and repeat. Again. Doesn't get any easier than this, folks. I'm telling you, this is easy stuff. It just takes a little practice. And if you play your cards right, you can always get a sweet deal on chocolate chips. I mean, let's do another one real quick, and then we'll cut away, and then you all get to see the final product. Here we go. Not a big one. Not a big one. Okay. Let's drop it in. Move it around. Oh, that one turned out very nice. And if you can get the toothpick right on the end, plop. Right like that. Ta-da! I mean, beautiful. Looks even better than the first one. Again, it takes a moment to get your technique down, but that's how it is. So y'all get to see how easy this really is. Get yourself another one. Get a good one like that. Yeah. And there you go. Just move it around. The cold, like I said, will suck the heat right out of the chocolate, making it stick that much easier to the berry. Now again, I will tell all of you, strawberries, like a lot of fruits, they're not exactly meant for storage. They're meant to do one thing and one thing only: rot. You're going to only get a couple days out of these. You might be able to get a little longer with freezing them, but dang it all to heck. These are meant to be consumed quickly, so don't try to sit there and stare at them, okay? Eat them quickly. Alright, there we go. Initially I only wanted to do one more, but doggone it, I think some of our ladies might enjoy seeing these being made. Guys, let me tell you, we got these strawberries for a very reasonable price right over here at the Bon Terre Country Mart, and along with the chocolate chips, the butter we already had, which I did forget to put in a pinch of salt, but you know what, I don't think it's going to matter much. You know, again, if you think it's drying out, which that looked a little dry to me, just add a little bit more. You know, evaporated milk will have a little bit of, it'll provide the what you need, the butter, and that sort of thing. And again, it just brings it right back to smooth. It's okay, just like that, and you keep on going. Isn't this fun? Alright, one more and we're going to kill the camera. You guys see how it's working. And again, these are starting to kind of get a little warm, so we'll have to plop these back in the freezer for a few moments. But in the end, you guys will see how easy this really is. I mean, it's unbelievable. Okay, folks, there you have it. These 15 strawberries dipped in chocolate, and we even have leftover chocolate. We can turn that into chocolate bars or dip pretzels in them, whatever you like. And this is as easy as it gets. Now, I would suggest, to ensure that that shell is good and hard, throw it in the fridge, not the freezer, but in the refrigerator for about a couple hours. After that, they're ready to serve up, and your sweetheart will love you for it. All right. Talk about easy. I mean, that's, you even got to see where he even had to go into kind of a spin mode and deal with a chocolate issue, which you're not going to get that on typical normal cooking shows. All right. I'll see you all in a few. We're going to give some final words and then go on from there. Well, just like that, we're all done with we're doing chocolate covered strawberries. Real quick, we're going to talk about some things that you might need to know when you're doing your shopping for strawberries. You're going to, again, the best time to get strawberries, obviously, is during when they're in season. But I'm going to be honest with all of you. I'm grateful that we can have strawberries year round. So we get them when we can get them. If you can get them while they're in season, hey, even better. But if you can't get them in season, hey, any is better than none. Okay. But one of the things that I'm going to kind of warn a lot of you on, when you go to get them from your local grocery store, do me a favor, don't buy organic. Don't buy any produce organic. Most of the time, you will find that the methods used to grow organic food oftentimes will raise the hair on the back of your neck. It's very frightening. Okay? So please do me a favor and just go ahead and buy the normal everyday stuff. Now, if you're going to go get it from one of those roadside stands or from a farmer's market, if you know the people, that's even better. Okay, and getting it from a farmer's market in your neck of the woods, hey, I'm all about supporting local business and local farmers and that sort of thing. So to me, that's always a great way to help support your community. And supporting your community is always welcomed here on the Prince Magnum channel. Myself personally, I'm not a huge fan of chocolate covered strawberries. What I like to do with them is hit them with a little confectioner's sugar and enjoy them like this. So, as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Get out there and work on a project. If you've got a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. And as always, if nobody has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.
Good night, ladies.